the Easy Way podcast, where simple tips become real results. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Easy Way podcast. I'm Peter, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Today is going to be a very delicious episode because we are talking about something we all love.
Hi, everyone. I am Bella, and yes, Peter is right. Today, I am already hungry just thinking about our topic. We have a great story for you all today. It is about travel, adventure, and most importantly, food.
Exactly, Bella. But we are not talking about boring food like sandwiches or salads today. We are going to talk about a specific trip we took together a few years ago. Do you remember our trip to Thailand?
Oh my goodness, Peter. How could I forget that trip? It was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. The weather was hot, the people were friendly, and the food was incredible.
Well, the food was incredible eventually. But do you remember our first night in Bangkok? I was actually very nervous about eating. I was so worried about getting sick.
You worry too much, Peter. You are always so careful. I remember that night perfectly. We were walking down a very busy street. It was called Khao San Road, right? It was so loud and colorful.
Yes, it was Khao San Road. The street was packed with people. There were tourists from everywhere, and there were tuk-tuks driving very fast. But the thing I remember most was the smell. It smelled like smoke, spices, and grilled meat.
It smelled like heaven to me. I was starving after our long flight. We had been on an airplane for almost 20 hours. I looked at you and said, Peter, we need to eat something right now.
And I said, okay, Bella, let's find a nice, clean restaurant with air conditioning and a proper menu. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to see a waiter and sit at a table.
But that is so boring. You can eat in a restaurant in America. We were in Thailand. I told you, no way, Peter. Look at all these street stalls. This is where the real food is. I grabbed your arm and pulled you toward the crowd.
I was terrified. There were so many carts. Some were selling fruit, some were selling noodles, and some were selling things I did not recognize. I saw a cart with fried insects. Do you remember that?
Yes, they had fried scorpions and grasshoppers. I actually wanted to try one, just for the experience, but I saw the look on your face. You looked like you were going to faint.
I am not brave like you, Bella. I did not want to eat a scorpion. I just wanted some rice, or maybe some chicken. But you kept walking. You were on a mission to find the most exotic food possible.
I was looking for something authentic. I wanted a dish that the local people eat. And then I saw it. Do you remember that small woman with the huge metal pot? The steam was coming up from the pot and it smelled spicy and sour.
I remember her. She was wearing a big hat, and she was cooking so fast. She was throwing noodles into the water and chopping vegetables. It looked chaotic, but she knew exactly what she was doing. The sign said Tom Yum noodles.
Yes, Tom Yum. That's a famous hot and sour soup. I turned to you and said, Peter, this is it. We are eating here. You looked at the plastic stools on the sidewalk and you hesitated.
The stools were tiny. They looked like chairs for children, and they were right next to the road. Cars were driving past us. But you were so determined. You sat down immediately, so I had no choice. I sat down too.
Good choice. Now, this is the important part for our listeners. We had to order the food. The woman did not speak much English, and we did not speak Thai. This is a common situation when ordering street food.
That's true. Communication is key. I remember you took the lead. You smiled at her. Smiling is very important when you travel. It shows you are friendly. Then you pointed at the big pot.
Yes, I pointed and I used simple English. I said, hello, 2 bowls, please. It's important to keep your sentences short. 2 bowls, please. It's polite and clear.
But then she asked us a question. She pointed to a jar of red powder and said, spicy? Chili? She wanted to know if we wanted it hot. I immediately shouted, "No, no, no spicy for me."
You were so loud, but I said, yes, please, a little spicy. I wanted to taste the real flavor, so we had two different orders, one not spicy and one a little spicy.
I think her definition of a little spicy is different from ours. But before we got the food, we had to ask the price. I didn't see a menu with prices written down. This made me nervous again.
You leaned over and whispered, Bella, ask how much it is. So I looked at the woman and asked, how much? Simple, right? How much?
And she held up 5 fingers. 50 baht. That's the Thai currency. 50 baht is incredibly cheap. It's like $1.50. I was shocked. In America, a bowl of soup like that costs $15.
It was a great deal, so we nodded our heads to say yes and okay. Then we waited. It only took about 2 minutes. She handed us 2 steaming hot bowls of noodle soup.
The presentation was actually beautiful. It was bright orange. There were shrimp, mushrooms, tomatoes, and green herbs on top. It looked much better than I expected, but I was still skeptical about the taste.
I started eating immediately. The flavor exploded in my mouth. It was sour from the lime, salty from the fish sauce, and spicy from the chili. I looked at you and said, Peter, you have to try this.
I watched you eat first. I wanted to make sure you didn't turn green, but you looked so happy, so I picked up my spoon. I took a small sip of the broth.
And tell the listeners what happened next. I love this part of the story. Your face completely changed.
It was amazing. It was delicious. It was warm and comforting. The noodles were perfectly cooked. The shrimp was fresh. I couldn't believe it. I had been so afraid, but it was the best soup I had ever tasted.
See, I told you. Street food is often better than restaurant food because it is fresh and cooked right in front of you. You finished your bowl faster than me.
I did. I was actually sad when it was empty. I even thought about ordering another one. I looked at the lady and gave her a big thumbs up. She laughed at me.
That was a great moment. It shows that food really connects people. Even though we didn't speak the same language, we shared a moment of happiness because of her cooking.
Absolutely. But wait, the story isn't over. I wanted a drink. The soup was hot, and it was a hot night. I needed something cold.
Oh, right. You saw a cooler full of bottles next to the cart. You wanted water, but then you saw something else. It was a bright orange drink in a bottle.
Yes, it was Thai iced tea. I pointed at it and asked, "Can I have this?" The lady opened the bottle and poured it into a plastic bag with ice. A plastic bag.
That is very common in Southeast Asia, buying drinks in a bag with a straw. You looked so confused holding a bag of tea, but it tasted good, right?
It was so sweet and creamy. It was perfect after the savory soup. The combination of the hot noodles and the cold, sweet tea was fantastic. I was so happy we stopped there.
I am glad you trusted me, Peter. Sometimes you have to take a risk to find something wonderful. Traveling is about trying new things.
I agree, and it taught me a valuable lesson about ordering food. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need a few key phrases and a smile.
Exactly. Let's review those phrases for our listeners. The first thing we did was get attention and state the quantity. We said, 2 bowls, please. This is a very useful pattern. Number plus item plus please.
Right. 1 water, please. 3 tacos, please. It's simple and effective. You don't need to say, "I would like to purchase 2 bowls of soup." That is too formal for the street.
Correct. Keep it simple. The next important phrase was asking about options. The lady asked spicy, and we answered yes, a little, or no spicy.
This is crucial for me. No spicy, please. I use that phrase everywhere I go. Or you could say no sugar or no ice. The word no plus the ingredient is very clear.
And of course, the most important question for your wallet, how much? You can also say, how much is this if you are pointing at a specific item?
How much is essential. Sometimes on the street, prices are not marked. Always ask before you eat so there are no surprises later.
And finally, when you are finished, it is nice to say thank you. In Thailand, they say "Khub kun ka" or "Khub kun krup," but thank you works everywhere.
Yes, politeness is universal. That night in Bangkok changed my opinion on street food forever. Now, whenever we travel, I'm the one looking for the food carts.
That is true. Now I have to stop you from eating everything you see. You have become a street food monster.
Hey, I'm just making up for lost time. But really, Bella, I think our listeners should try to practice this. If they go to a market, even in their own country, try ordering in English if you can.
That's a great idea. Or next time you are at a restaurant, imagine how you would order that food from a street stall. Simplify your sentences. Practice in your head.
Let's imagine another scenario quickly. Suppose we want to order grilled chicken. How would you do it, Bella?
Okay, I walk up to the cart, I smile, I point at the chicken legs, I say, "Hello, 2 pieces of chicken, please."
Perfect. And if you want rice with it,
I would add, "With rice, please." Simple. 2 pieces of chicken with rice, please.
and if you want to know the price,
How much is it? Easy.
and what if it looks very tasty and you want to tell the cook?
It looks delicious. Or after I eat it, it is very good. Compliments are always nice.
It looks smells good is another good one, since street food always has a strong smell.
Exactly. You know, Peter, talking about all this food is making me hungry again. Is it time for lunch yet?
I think it is. Maybe we should go find a food truck outside. I'm craving some tacos now.
Tacos sound amazing, but remember, check the price first.
I will. How much for 3 tacos? I'm ready.
You are a pro now. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Bella. And thank you to everyone listening. We hope you enjoyed our story about Thailand and learned some helpful phrases for ordering food.
Yes, thank you for listening. Don't be afraid to try new foods and use your English in real situations. It's the best way to learn.
If you liked this episode, please leave us a comment. Tell us what your favorite street food is. We would love to know.
See you next time on the Easy Way podcast. Have a delicious day, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Eat well and speak English.